Hello everyone. I will make a short presentation on upcycling fashion products, focusing mainly on textile. This presentation, the PowerPoint is bilingual. You'll find the information in English in white. You may take screenshot during the presentation, but you have to know that the document will also be available after the presentation. A little reminder about what is upcycling. It's part of a process of recycling, upcycling, so adding value to a product that otherwise will have been discarded. This process, upcycling, is part of the circular economy, as much as for consumer as for the industry. It's also considered as a creativity tool, so a design and form of design for sustainability. Because we are recycling products, we work with waste. So there are like two types of waste, the pre-consumption waste and the post-consumption waste. Pre-consumption waste, waste that are produced before the product is in the hand of a consumer. So we could think of samples and prototypes, cutting scraps, dead stock of fabrics, fabrics with defects, etc. And post-consumption waste will be waste that we find mainly in thrift shops, second-hand stores, without forgetting our same textiles like curtains and bed covers, etc. That could also be very interesting to use in our upcycling projects. As Christopher Rayburn says, it's our obligation as creatives to think about the products we create. So we have to remember the use of resources that could end up in depletion, the waste that could be produced also with the productions of fashion products, pollution that will finally be also produced, and all the ethics that should be supervised along the production chain. There are several steps in upcycling products. We'll focus mainly on the finding or using the right materials and how to use the right material during this presentation. So choosing the right textile materials. There are here 5 elements to be considered: the fabric construction, the fiber content or fibrous content, the fabric surface, the fabric density, and the fabric weight or thickness. We'll see each of those elements in one by one. First, by the textile construction. You know already that it's easier to sew 2 fabrics of the same construction. But if you have to sew fabrics of 2 different constructions, it's important that you use the right tools and to look for the right technique. So nothing is better here than testing. Everything is about testing to be able to achieve what we are looking for. In terms of fiber contents, there's maybe 2 points that we should look at. Well, first of all, the use of chemical products. So there could be a chemical reaction between the fiber content and the product you use. I'm thinking of if you want to use dyes or bleach as examples. Make sure that you verify the reaction test, the reaction between the fiber content and the chemicals you are using. And in terms of fiber content for labeling, it's important to verify if there is a specific standard that should be respected in terms of care factor, because when combining 2-3 different fabrics, you can also at the same time combine different fiber contents, and in this case, the care factor should be also considered. The fabric surface, always very interesting to have a texture or impact surface for a focus point. But 2 fabrics with texture could sometimes be difficult to assemble together because there's a degradation in the finishing aspect. So again, testing using the right tools, the right techniques. It's maybe more about techniques here, a little bit like using different fabric construction. Also, make sure that if you want to add texture to a fabric, that you have surface, a base that is somehow kind of stabilized. If you want to add, like an example, an embroidery. You want to add an embroidery over a fabric. If it's a knit, the fabric will need to be stabilized using maybe fusing and interfacing to make sure that you work properly. Testing again is the only way to achieve the perfect result on your project. The density, the fabric density involves here like the constructions could be like loosely or tightly constructed. So two fabrics of different density could, like two different fabric construction, be difficult to assemble properly. Okay, so again, testing. Testing is the solution. It's always possible. Testing with the right technique we can achieve. It's done. It has been done, so you can do it also. Just test. You just have to test your fabrics to make sure that you get what you're looking for. Talking about density, we have also to talk about the drape, and the drape that has also to do with the weight or the thickness of the fabric. For an impact, the drape is very important, and when combining two fabrics of different thickness, different weights, we can have a drape that is maybe not as what was planned. You see on the left two skirts that have been cut from the same pattern. Well, the pink skirt has a waistband, but that does not affect the drape. So you see the same skirt, but two different drapes. The flare is completely different at the bottom. On the right, you see also two fabrics that are all the same way, and you see two different effects. So verified again the drape of the fabrics before finishing your project. Here I have some examples about what we were talking about. The first slide here shows fabrics, garments that are made from the same fabric constructions. I don't think that you're going to have to go all the way to the extent of making a whole garment in upcycling, but it's just to show you, like the example of the dress on the right. You see that the dress has been made of several pieces of fabrics of the same construction and the same weight. So we see the drape flows. Okay, same thing with the jacket on the right. It looks almost like there's a fabric, but here several fabrics of same construction, same weight, and also same fiber content will fall, let's say, like with uniformity. On the left, it's an intensive work here, like combinations, interlacement of ties to construct the dress. That could be interesting to do. You could use straps, bands of fabrics or ties that you interlace to produce a woven fabric or a type of woven fabric. That could be worked as a detail also. Some more examples here of details, simple details that could be used with contrasting colors, contrasting fabric to hide a stain or to hide a little mistake or to simply like change maybe a detail on the garment using a different fabric. Some more details here, simple details to fit maybe a garment. You can use dots, but you make your dots show on the outside, the out shelf of the garment. You can use gathers also to fit a garment, using contrasting colors for the loop, the belt loop as the jacket in the middle, different colors, different angles, just to produce a little impact. Playing also with different colors of buttons could be interesting. Here we have a reclamation of fabric scraps, so fabrics that have been constructed from different pieces of fabric sewn together and garment cut out of it. Very interesting when we have leftovers of different fabrics that we can combine as a patchwork. Here some more interesting constructions where you see the part of the garments or the accessory that has been changed with that we change like using a different fabric of the same construction. Okay. Here using the same garment or same fabric. At the top, the jacket or the coat has been done out of jeans that have been cut, reworked to produce this fantastic effect. On the right, leather belts that have been sewn together to produce a sleeveless jacket or the pair of pants. Here, some easy embellishment Okay, with insertion, working with buttons as jewelry, stitching like end stitch or machine stitch that could produce interesting effect. Cutting and playing, like adding bows. On the left, you see the no-sew bows that have been done on the head of the sleeve. That could be done also at the bottom of a t-shirt, etc. The following slides will present some examples that I've taken from books you can find at the Resource Center. So here you see some examples from Craft of Use. Another interesting book here in which you see the combination of fabrics, like in the middle, combination of two fabrics to elongate the jacket, and embroideries has been added just to cut the combination of the two fabrics to make it flow better. From the same book, those are maybe a little complex. On the right, well, you see like a knitting technique, but just to maybe to inspire you, if you knit or you can crochet, you can use knitting or crochet to finish your upcycling project. On the left is an insertion, the cutout in the dress, in which a new fabric that has been worked out with pleats has been inserted. Another interesting book here on printing. So printing could have like amazing effect when upcycling. So you can use fabric markers. You can use also fabric paint. You can also use dye to produce interesting motif designs using stencils, the markers, or even using techniques like shibori or tie-dye for printing. Some more printing examples. On the left, you see a simple garment that become a one-of-a-kind just by making an intervention with printing on it. And finally, some examples here of bags that won't require a lot of fabric. So accessories could easily be developed from small pieces of fabric. Hats, bags are easy to do. And just look at some bags or shoes and bags and hats, and you see very easy to develop a pattern, and they are very useful when using like small leftovers of fabrics. So thank you very much. Have fun with your project. It's a form of creative project that is also good for the environment. So good luck with your project and have fun with it. Thank you.